Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 90 of the Almost Daily Show with your host with the most ever in the history of the world, maybe in outer space as well, Chandler and
the Dave Picardi. So that intro is so long, Chan, that I almost bust in and finished it with the Dave Picardi before you get your name out.
You should have. It would have been a classy yet inspirational jump in.
It would have been. It would have been.
Yeah.
And technically, you were describing me, which was really weird for me to hear that. But
it's because I know you so well. People don't understand that we understand
that's
everything
right. Pretty much
about each other.
You know what I hear right now? It got really creepy. I'm hearing so it's 1:40 in the afternoon, and I think I'm hearing coffee grinding somewhere in the building. That's exciting.
Coffee should always be grinding.
Woo, that means it's going to be a late night for this guy.
Yep. Hashtag always be grinding.
That's right. That's right. So we're
that can actually go two ways. Coffee grinding, and then I think it's like dancing too in the club.
Is there something called a coffee grind? If there's not, I might make it up.
I think it's like when you're like grinding on somebody when you're dancing in the club and you're getting all jiggy with it.
Maybe like sporadic when you're doing it.
Yeah,
right?
You look
Too
like you
much
know what you're doing. We call that the zippity doo-dah.
Oh God, I love it.
Oh, that got out of hand really quick.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. So we got. I think when I get off this podcast, it's a show snuffling. Yeah, snow shoveling day. How's that? I need more coffee.
Say that 3 times fast.
I know. Yeah, we're getting another nor'easter in New England. It's like 24 inches of snow. Craziness.
Wow, that's awful. It's already 80 degrees here. We had our 3 days of snow this year.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And now it's back to mountain, mild, warm weather.
That's right. I like that.
Yeah. So anyway, today we wanted to talk about the fact that we want to talk about simplifying your marketing message. We find that a lot of people in the world today who own businesses and who run things generally know a lot about their product. They're really well acquainted with it. They know the intricacies of it. They know the ins and the outs, the scientific terms, all of the terms that other people don't understand. But what we need to make sure we do is we need to provide the consumer an easy way to consume what you're putting out, an easy way to understand what you're saying. And if they don't understand what you're saying, then they're just going to like move on to the next person who can help them understand what they're saying. And that's the hardest part, is simplifying your message enough so someone in like the 5th grade would understand it from a level 10 to a level 1.
Just assume everybody's at 5th grade level.
That's right. That's why blogging, you have to put it at the 5th grade, 6th grade reading level.
Right. Yeah, I think that's something that happens in the market is people are chasing business and they're trying to be everything to everybody. This is in any industry. And ultimately it's, we hear it a lot is, this is my, demographic. This is, the type of person I'm trying to get, then ultimately you want to make sure that everything you do revolves around that message. And it doesn't need to be complicated. And the other part is remember that the way the world works, it's so fast paced, and the way social media works, just because you said the message, last week doesn't mean that everybody knows it now forever, right? You need to constantly be taking your basic message and simplified message and saying it all the time, right? It just needs to be the primary driver for kind of all your content and internally in your business and externally. And that way you attract the people that like your message.
Exactly. And we find that if you give people everything and you try to tell them everything plus the kitchen sink and all the intricacies of it and the nuclear particle physics behind what you do, they glaze over and they leave because they don't have the time to try and learn and understand this. They just want their problems out a solution to whatever's going on in their life. And if you can provide that within a couple of seconds and they quickly understand it, they're going to trust you because they're not going to feel like you're trying to pull the wool over their eyes, or you're not trying to sell them random stuff just to confuse them. And on the same token, if someone's confused, they feel like they're inferior and it upsets them and it makes them what we call not okay. And if you want people to be okay all the time, you need to make sure they know and understand what you're talking about at all times. And if you ever get too technical and too cray-cray, then you have to dial it back a tone, give it to a 5th grade kid, or take it to a school and say, hey, what does this mean, you guys? And then they tell you and they understand. If they can't tell you and understand, then you're like, ah, shoot, I screwed that up. That might be
I think we're going to start doing that. I usually do. What I do is I give the stuff to, say, like at the gym, like, my employees and the coaches, and say, do you understand? But what I should be doing is hitting the elementary school or the doggy daycare next door first. And if they can understand it, then I can present it and say, here, I got something that's a winner for you guys.
Exactly. That's what it takes.
Oh, I love it. Simplification. So I know, we've done it over the years, and I know the gym that I manage, actually I don't even manage it. The gym has my name on the paperwork somewhere.
The gym that I'm at, I'm a resident.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, I know it's all been simplified again, where it's, part of the process is, here's the sheet and what do you think? It gets that simple at this point, and it works, like being overcomplicated or trying to manufacture like what it is you do, or try to fluff it so much to somebody that it's like this ultimate sale. You don't even need to do that. It's showcase yourself, showcase your message. I help 50-year-old women lose weight and, feel better. If that's what you do, that's what you do. Say it every day, right? All day, and make sure that the market really knows that that's what you do. And then feature, that's where you get into featuring success, client success, and testimonials and stuff to support your message.
Exactly. And one of the hardest things too that I don't think people understand well enough is what are the pain points behind your clients and who are your ideal clients. So if you're dealing with older people who have injuries, who want to get fit, but who are afraid of what you're doing, you need to tackle those head on in your message, in your simplified message. Like, we help people in their 50 to 60s get healthy, live better, get off the prescription meds, and fix their injuries.
Right.
Done.
And now
that's simple.
If you're saying a message like that because you're trying to be more than just whatever, a group exercise facility, then you're not going to get the 25-year-old, 30-year-old young professionals, right? Because that, one thing that's for sure is a 30-year-old. Chan, how old are you?
I am 31.
So a 31-year-old, right, young stud who has life by the you-know-what, cojones, could care less about your longevity and healthy joints and getting up off the floor and playing with grandkids. It's not even on their charts, right? They can't even think that far ahead. It's just they're invincible now, right? So they're just looking to be more invincible, right? Better looking, better shape, right? Getting after it. So you can't have this long-term message that fits really well with 45, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, and expect it to then translate down to that younger market.
Yeah, exactly. And that comes down to knowing your market. Who are you catering to? Because if you try to cater to everybody, you essentially cater to nobody. So you really need to say, where does a big chunk of my client base come from? And who is my client base? What are their pains? What are their problems? And what is the end story that they're looking for? And then you craft your message around that. And when you're organizing that kind of stuff and you finally figure it out, you've crafted it, and your exercise should be go out and poll your best clients, ask them what they were looking for when they were trying to find a solution to their problem, how they felt when they found you, how they feel now, and why do they stick around. And you can really pull out these pains. And the exact wording they use is the exact wording you're going to use in your marketing message. You should record this as well so you have some social proof. And then you just organize it. Now you have all of the stuff you need to simplify your message down to a point to where people can understand it and it hits their pains and problems. And then you just make it a step-by-step process. So step 1, call us or come in for a free consultation. Step 2, join our beginners masters program, our Silver Fox, Silver Fit program. And then step 3, join our whatever the last step is. Yeah, it's all about being Silver Fit.
We had a program at the Treehouse that one of the trainers kicked off called it Silver Branches. And in a meeting, I was like, that name is gone. And I got overruled, and I
Silver Branches. I like that.
Oh, yeah. So you got to check the numbers on that program.
That's exciting.
So I think something else, not to confuse everybody, is, you won't have just one type of client in your gym. So even though you're simplifying your overall message, when you're starting to look at the types of clients that you have, having client personas and building them out is very important. So when you're saying, like, let's interview my best members, well, your best members could be 3 or 4 different types of personas that are in your gym. And it doesn't mean that what you're trying to deliver as a service doesn't meet all their needs. The language that's built around each person, like a 45-year-old guy and a 45-year-old lady, right? You might be doing similar things as far as your message goes and your product goes, but how you speak to them might be slightly different, right? And what their needs are could be just slightly different, or how your program applies to them. So, that's something that is important. I'd say don't build any more than 4 personas out for your gym, where you're actually looking at 4 different types of people and how your program fits them. And then you can have consistent messaging, especially with your marketing material, the ad stuff that goes out, which will increase your results.
Exactly. And those are what we call buyer personas or client personas. So you build out your top 3 client personas. Your number 1 is the one you ultimately drive most of your business to. And then maybe you have 2 other personas that you drive business to, and you use those to essentially create and craft the message specifically around that demographic and that market. So those people understand what you're doing. They feel like it's what they need, and then they want to be part of it because you made it simple and you didn't make them feel inferior. So it's get fit, get off the meds, and let's fix your joint and mobility problems. And then maybe it's a step 1, step 2, step 3, boom, done. And then you have client persona 2. Hey, get fit, stay healthy, live the dream, be able to eat tacos and pizza. That's your 31-year-old message. Dude. And then number 3, millennials.
Sex sells. Yes,
that's true. That's the one. And then number 3, increase your ability to do anything you want. Eat avocado toast. Do all these things.
Is there such thing as avocado toast? You say that a lot. I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Like people do millennials. People, I don't know if anybody knows this, but I am a millennial, and avocado toast is fucking good. I just said a bad word on the podcast.
Damn. We just got a different rating for that.
Gosh, now we're explicit.
Oh, God. So in the Northeast, I'm not even sure they sell avocado toast.
Oh my gosh, you have to go find somewhere that sells avocado toast. You've got to have like some sort of hippie restaurant down there.
They do. They have organic garden. Yeah.
They'll have it.
Yep.
It's so good.
You get my grass shots and avocado toast. They probably have it at what is it? What's the grocery store? Whole Foods, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. You won't be disappointed. I think you really enjoy your avocado toast. I mean, people say millennials eat avocado toast and can't afford anything else, but I eat avocado toast and I have a home and stuff. So boom.
Well, Chan, you're the 1% because most millennials don't.
That's probably true.
They're waiting. They're waiting for the one day when they wake up, they have the big house and the nice cars. It happens overnight usually.
Yeah, it's because they watch too much Tai Lopez. They're like, wow, that Lambo is nice. And he's like, it's okay, I leased it.
When I grow up, I'm going to get a Lamborghini, right? It's
like,
well, dude, you're 30 years old. When are you going to get a job?
You got to do something to make that happen. He's on. He says it's a Cali thing. This is true. He said, is fat fit a bad idea? I don't know if I would call it fat fit because it brings out around the negative connotation, but you could call it fat to fit, which would be a cool message. We actually have one called Fluff to Tough. You can make it cheeky and fun. Just make sure whatever you brand it with doesn't have any sort of negative connotation. I guess it sounds like Fat Camp. That could be a program you can market.
It could be. So, but Heath, we're going to actually, we'll help build that stuff out with you. So we'll brainstorm on a lot of that stuff together.
Yeah. We will organize it for you since you're part of our service.
That's right.
But yeah, naming your stuff is important, and your name should be directly correlated to the pains, problems in the market that you're trying to get into. Like when we sell our fluff to tough experience, it's people who are fluffy who want to get unfluffy and be toughy. And it's cheeky and fun.
Amazing.
Wasn't that fun? That was exciting. I should have done that on video.
Oh my God. I just picture with the names, I picture a whole gym full of 9-year-olds. Am I tough yet?
Yeah. Did I get fluffy to toughy? Ollie, go over there and do your burpees. You're still not toughy. You're almost there.
I love it. Well, this is another good one. So 11 to 20, we're right in the middle again.
Yep, we did it.
We did it.
Everybody comment below with your marketing message and let's clarify it together. I think that'd be a cool exercise.
Yeah, it would.
But anyway, I went from 50% battery life to 8% during this podcast. So we sucked it all out. And that's all she wrote.
That's it.
That is it. All right, you guys, it's been real. It's been fun, and it's been real fun. We will see you if you're in the VIP group for the VIP workshop tomorrow. If not, we'll see you later this week.
Adios.
See ya.